is better. Parasites. Bacteria. Fungus, then and virus. Okay. Now tell me how fungus is different from them. Dead cell.
Cellular structure.
Cellular structure. How?
Fungus they have the cell wall is composed of chitin and protein.
Oh, very good. In fungus, the cell wall has chitin. So presence of chitin makes the fungus different from others. Any other features? How fungus is unique from others? Any other points?
Fungus they are either multicellular or unicellular.
Okay, they are multicellular, very good. Multicellular or they can be unicellular, very good. Then, and same thing for parasites also, to my knowledge. Is fungus a eukaryote or prokaryote? This is eukaryote. Parasites?
Yeah, prokaryotes can be eukaryotes.
Now, you are microbiologist and you are unable to answer this question. Parasites are always eukaryotes. Only bacteria is prokaryote, keep in mind. Only bacteria is prokaryote. I know you will have this confusion. Now listen, as you say, multicellular fungus is called as what? Multicellular fungus is called as what? Multicellular fungus. Mold. Very good. Next, any other words? I will let you know. Listen. First, okay, single cell fungus is called as yeast. Very good. Yeast cell. Well done. Well done. Now tell me, single cell parasite. Single cell and multicellular. Single cell parasite is called as protozoans. Very good. Protozoans. Protozoa. And multicell? Now there are different types. Maybe cestodes, nematodes, nematodes, roundworm, tapeworm, liver flukes. Right? Very good. Now, coming to the fungus. So a group of yeast cells, I cannot say yeast, but okay, a group of cells will make a structure called, in fungus, a group of cells will make a strand-like structure with septas in between. This is called as what? What is it called as? Hyphae. Hyphae are two types, either septated, aseptated, and further, either they are branched or non-branched. Okay. Now, a group of hyphae. A group of hyphae makes what?
Mycelium.
Very good. A group of hyphae will make a mycelium. Very good. A group of a compact structure of all myceliums. So they are all compacted together and they made a structure. That is called as, all mycelium has been became a compact structure. That is called as, yes. Even my faculty said this to me. What is your name? Okay. See, probably I can't be present. And the same evidence I sent to now also. No worries. Ask ma'am to rectify. I will discuss with Monday, sir. I will make it rectify. Yes. Where am I? Yeah. Compact structure is called as, you already stated, see, and the subject is mycology, and you know very, very bad. Mold. possible. Then, okay. Any more other things you want to add? Based on their diet, can you answer? What is their diet? When I said diet, their food, I mean, now tell me, how fungus is different from others? You already studied. Very good, very good. What is the answer? Saprophytes. They are called as saprophytes. What is the meaning of saprophytes? Yeah. What is the meaning of saprophyte? Yes, microbiologists. Masters in microbiology. What is the meaning of saprophytes means? They feed on dead. They feed on dead. Okay, they only feed on dead material. That's why they are called as saprophytes. And this is the difference between these three from fungus. Fungus will feed on dead. Fungus has chitin, and they don't feed on dead usually. Okay. Then I want to tell one more thing. Mode of getting nutrients. Mode of absorbing nutrients. Okay. How they are getting nutrients? Based on the nutrients, they have a term called as, they are called as chemotropes. Chemotropes. What is the meaning of chemotropes? Any idea? They will obtain their food by chemicals or food that is in chemical state. I will give you best example. You just imagine if we are fungus, we will eat food like this. So there is a dead animal. So you vomited on the animal. Your gastric juice was vomited. Now what happened? The gastric juice started digesting the animal. The animal digested outside the body. Now after that you got a juice. Now you kept a straw and you are drinking the juice. So we discussed it, right? And that is how the fungus will feed on them. They will release some enzymes outside on the dead material. Now the dead material will be digested. Now they will absorb the chemicals. Okay, the digested material. Such mode of obtaining nutrients is called as chemotropes. So we have chemotropes, they will take chemotropism, and saprophytes feeding on them. And another interesting thing, there are some certain properties when they are growing on a dead. For example, temperature. What is their best favorite temperature for their growth? What is the favorite temperature of fungus? 35 to 37. That is room temperature. 25. You said 25 degree. Very good. This is not room temperature. This is cold temperature. And okay, this might be body temperature. This is room temperature. Fungus always like cold temperatures. Why? Any guesses? In cold temperatures, fungus will be in its happiest state. The happy state of fungus is called as mycelium state. This mycelium, this is the growing state of the fungus. If any unfavorable conditions came, like 37 degrees centigrade to 40 degrees centigrade, the fungus will be turned to yeast. Yeast form is seen in unfavorable temperatures, whereas favorable temperatures, fungus will be in its mycelial state. The reason was very simple. They are feeding on dead material, and what is the dead temperature? That will be cool. So that's why they like cool temperatures, not warm temperatures. Now, based on the temperature, fungus will change its morphology. If temperature increases, it will become a yeast. If it is a cool temperature, that will be mycelium. That's why some funguses will show both phenomena. Such fungus is called as dimorphic fungus. Because this fungus showing two types of morphology, both yeast morphology and mycelium morphology. Okay, you already stated these points and you are staring at me like this is first time. Anyway, any doubts?
Yeast needs more temperature than mycelium.
Yes. So yeast or Then I will ask you a challenging doubt. You should think rationally. If fungus only living on dead material, why is fungus causing infections in living humans? We say that fungus loves dead, but do we get fungal infection? We are getting, right, but we are alive, right? We are not zombies. So how the fungus infecting humans or living organisms? How? Did you any time thought about this problem? What is this your name? Physics. Okay. So I hope you are making today. Yes, Physics, tell me. Yes. Is it possible for a fungus to infect a living organism by the way?
Yes, it's possible.
And then how? Then but we are living, we are not dead. We say fungus will feed on dead. What? By contaminated food. No, I'm not telling about eating contaminated food. It is staying, it is growing on our body. When it is infected, that means it is growing. How it is getting energy? Very good. Listen, even though we say we are alive, there are certain parts of our body that are dead. Like dead epithelial cells. Epithelial cells are always dead. So there are 4 areas in our body that don't have blood access. They are dead in nature. Those 4 locations are skin, nails. Anyone? Yeah, that's it. No, skin has 2 areas, cutaneous and subcutaneous. The uppermost layer is called as cutaneous and the second layer which is subcutaneous layer. Sometimes most of the fungus will attack or feed on cutaneous layer, but some fungus slightly gain access into subcutaneous layer. Immediately in subcutaneous we have blood vessels. Now what happens in the blood vessels? We have white blood cells. Now the white blood cells will start attacking the fungal material, leading to a localized swelling, and you will see a bump on the surface of skin. There is one famous fungal infection, but by the name of ringworm. There will be circles, red circles. They are called as ringworm infection. In summer or winter, you will get around this region. That is called as ringworm infection. That is a fungal infection. That is a subcutaneous fungal infection. Since it gained access under the subcutaneous layer, now you will have similar characteristic symptoms such as itching, rashes, redness. All these are subcutaneous fungal characteristics. Next, now there are some extreme fungus. They become so good that they can even feed on living organisms, and these are very dangerous. This fungus can feed on living material like warm material. Those fungus are called as systemic fungus. Systemic fungal infections. I will give one best example. There is a small fungal spores called as Cryptococcus neoforms. So, if Cryptococcus neoforms, if that fungus present anywhere, there will be small spores into the tail. If you inhale the spores, now the spores will gain access into your nasal cavity. From there, they will gain access to the olfactory bulbs. Olfactory bulbs are the nerves connecting the brain. Now this fungus will go to the brain. Now this fungus start digesting the brain when you are alive. You just imagine, you will have an abscess in your brain. Your brain was constantly eaten by a fungus. One day you will go to, coma, that's it. Cryptococcus neoforms infection. Very, very dangerous. You should see some MRI scans of Cryptococcus infection. When we take scan of the brain, there we will see many white nodules, full of brains, nodules. That is completely fungus eating you alive. See how dangerous it is. And there is one more fungal infection, systemic in nature, that is Aspergillus. If you inhale it, that will go to the lungs. Now your lungs will become cakes. It started eating the lungs, that's it. You will have severe asthma, respiratory collapse. Then there is another fungus called Histoplasma capsulatum. This fungus will gain access into the blood. Wherever the blood will touch in the body, all those tissues will be dead. The fungus will eat all the tissues. Complete blood infection. That is called histoplasmosis. Very dangerous. Then there is one more infection. Yeah, these are few systemic infections, very deadly here. Next one. There are certain funguses. They will only cause infection once the body's immune system suppressed. In a healthy patient, if they got a fungal exposure, we won't get infection. But if you have a secondary infection, maybe HIV, tuberculosis, any other problem where your immune system has been decreased, at that time this fungus will take the opportunity to infect us. Such fungus are called as opportunistic fungus infections. Now I will give one best example of opportunistic fungal infection. That is a very interesting bread mold. So have you seen this bread with green color mold over it? Sometimes you see spoiled bread will have fungus on it. Most likely 99% it is an Aspergillus species. And Aspergillus will cause lung infection. But luckily Aspergillus is an opportunistic fungus. Now imagine, you have a home with a refrigerator. In your home there is some 80 plus old person, your grandmother or grandparent. You kept a bread in your fridge and it became mold, the fungus grown over it. You open the fridge, you didn't get any problem, but your grandmother opened the fridge. The next day or within 1 week, she is in the ICU and you said goodbye to her because the same bread mold killed her. Bread mold is one of the dangerous fungus, that is Aspergillus. Aspergillus is one of the deadliest opportunistic infection. Yeah. And there is one more interesting fungus that is systemic, that is called as mucormycosis. 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 This fungus is also called as zygomycosis. Zygomycosis. Or classically this fungus is also called as black mold, black fungus. Now you can understand what I am trying to say. During COVID pandemic, the one who got COVID infection, for them they got some eye infection where the entire eye socket, everything became mold, blackish because the fungus started eating these patients' eyes. So the only thing is doctor need to remove entire this portion. They will remove the eyes, this entire tissues will be removed and this will be empty, hollow space. That is one of the deadliest opportunistic infection we got among the COVID patients. And that is our black fungus. That is mucormycosis, which is a systemic infection. See how deadly they are. Fungus looks very, non-infectious or very friendly compared to others. But fungus also very dangerous. You think it's just a plant. It's way more than plant. Yeah. This class is still 3:30. 3:30. Oh, there is too much time that I will explore. Next. So far we understood some interesting features of fungus. So the infection caused by fungus is called as, any idea? Infection caused by fungus is called as fungal infection. Mycosis. Mycosis. Infection caused by any fungus is called as mycosis. That is the term for fungal infection. Infection caused by fungus is called as mycosis. Okay. Then I will start exploring the classification of fungus. There are multiple classifications. Listen here. Classification of fungus. Classification of fungus. Everyone please write Classification of fungus. Classification based on three parameters. Classification based on three parameters. First one based on morphology, then based on reproduction, taxonomical, and the last and final based on location of infection. Based on location of infection. First, let me start with taxonomical classification. What is the meaning of taxonomy? Any idea? See, all living organisms on planet Earth has been classified into taxons, everything. Okay. So, for example, humans belongs to a taxon called primates. Okay. Phylum Homo sapiens, subspecies sapiens, Homo sapiens. Okay. So there are some taxonomical classification. Write down. Based on taxonomy, the fungus are kept under a division called Talophyta. They kept under a division called Talophyta. What is this Talophyta means? They are saying that Talophyta means any organisms that resembles like plants but not true plants. Any organisms that looks like plant but not true plant are kept under Talophyta. That means they will have some greenish leaf-like thing but not leaf. They will have stem-like thing but not stem. They will have root-like thing but not roots. Such animals are kept under Talophyta. Can you give one example now? Huh? Mushroom, very good. Algae, simple. Algae. Now, is algae a fungus? No, it's not a fungus. Because algae has chlorophyll. So that's why it is not a fungus, it's become a plant, a type of plant. Algae has chlorophyll. But keep in mind, both fungus and algae share same taxonomy root, that is Talophyta. Okay. Next one is non-chlorophyll plant-like creature. Non-chlorophyll plant-like creatures are called as fungi. Non-chlorophyll. So, by the way, the word fungi means nothing. Mushroom. They got inspiration from mushrooms. So they saw mushrooms and they were translated scientists. Is this a plant? But plant should have some chlorophyll, but mushroom don't have chlorophyll. So they say, let us keep both of them in same taxonomy location, that is Talophyta. One has chlorophyll, another one don't have chlorophyll. This is how the fungus have become its own distinctive place in the tree of life. Get it out so far? Yeah. Now, how these fungus are classified? Taxonomical classification. So, based on their morphology, I am telling taxonomical classification, not morphological. I will discuss that also. First, let us see this, okay? So, scientists saw, based on all fungus have four types of anatomical features. First one. Yes. First one. Listen. Some fungus have shown a bowl-like structure, an inverted bowl-like structure. The inverted bowl is called as basidium. Inverted bowl is called as basidium. Bowl. So whatever fungus that showed this bowl-like structure, those fungus they say as basidiospores, basidomycota. Basidomycota. Mycota stands for the taxonomical word. There are some prefix, suffix, are some rules to write the taxonomy names. So Basidiomycota. Why they say basidiom? Because it looks like a basidium, a bowl-like structure present. That's why they have Basidiomycota. Is it clear? Next one. Some fungus has shown a sac-like structure, a bag-like structure. Within the bag, they have many spores, like this. If we cut the bag, the sac, this is the sac, the spores will come outside. So it has a stem like this and this is. Some fungus has some bag-like structure. Those fungus are called as, this sac is called as asco. Asco means sac. Ascomycota. ASCO. Ascomycota. This is the second taxonomical classification. They have sac-like structure, that is why they are called as Ascomycota. Okay. Next, some fungus has shown rhizoids. Rhizoids means, do you remember? You might study in asparagus. You know there is a plant where the roots have small nodules. In botany you might study. Those nodules. Yes, they are called as rhizoids. Yeah, rhizoids. Those roots with bulging portions are called as rhizoids. Okay. So the scientists took inspiration from rhizoids and they named this as a rhizomycota. Zygomycota simply. Zygomycota. So the fungus looks like this. And beneath the ground they will have rhizoids-like structures. Rhizoids-like structures. That's why they are called as Zygomycota. Or one example is rhizophus. An example fungus is rhizophus. Yeah. Next, last and final fungus. This particular fungus don't have any shape. It might be in any shape. Such fungi they call as imperfect fungi or Deuteromycota. Imperfect fungi or Deuteromycota. See, I can proudly say that this is my BSc MLT third year test notes that I prepared. Even today I am referring same. Even I can say the date where when I prepared. I prepared it on 8 January 2016. So that is the significance of written notes. So I was using almost 8 years old notes. Still same subject. So if you prepare one best notes one time, this will be stick with you till your death. One example is this notes. See how good conditioning was. See, has many things by the way. Anyway, so it's looking like I'm boasting myself. Coming to here, taxonomical classification. Clear, right? Yeah. Next one. Next, we'll discuss about morphological classification. Right now, morphological classification. Very interesting actually. Morphological classification of fungi. Okay? Listen. In morphological we have 4 types. Yes. Listen. Morphological classification of fungi. Write down everyone. First one, as our what is our good name? What is his name? Your name? Zinga. Iziki. Oh, very good. It's Iziki. Now I can easily remember. Yes, Iziki. Now listen. If fungus has only a small cell-like structure, that is called as yeast. Very good. Miss Saishta. Very good. Yeast. Very good. What is the example for yeast? Give me one example. is one example for yeast. Cryptococcus neoformans is an example for yeast. Now, there are some fungus. They are yeast, but they will also have a pseudo hyphae. Looks like a hyphae, but not actual hyphae. There are some fungus. This fungus will develop some pseudo hyphae like this. It's not actual hyphae, but it looks like an elongated structure. That elongated structure is called as pseudo. That means false hyphae. False hyphae. Such fungus are called as yeast-like fungus. Yeast-like fungus. They will develop this pseudo hyphae. Yeast-like fungus, they will develop this pseudo hyphae. Example for this is Candida albicans. Candida albicans. So Candida albicans is a vaginal infection, a common vaginal infection among women. Sometimes white discharge happens with some fluffish texture. That is due to Candida infection, and that is Candida is a yeast-like fungus. Okay? Yes.
Is the Cryptococcus, and Cryptococcus is not harmful for our body. So they use that.
Cryptococcus is harmful.
Then sometimes we use yeast as a food.
Yeast as a?
Yeast in food.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Abhishek. I forgot to give the first statement before this lecture. We are studying medical mycology. We are not studying industrial microbiology. Simple. You got my point? So, yeast present in non-medical conditions also, like your favorite beer, if you say. That is yeast, or a curd. Curd. That is lactobacillus, that is also a yeast, right? Or bacteria. Oh, curd is bacteria, sorry. So, this one, bread. Bread and breweries, beer, for example. Fermentation is caused by fungus, that is yeast. But if you eat cheese or if you eat beer, if you drink beer, will you get infection? We won't get that because that is not a human pathogen. Not all yeast will cause infection in the humans. We are only studying the yeast that will cause infections in humans. That is what we are studying medical mycology. The fungus that will cause infection in humans, the yeast that will cause. So leave that thought in your mind, okay? Whatever normal yeast. That means mushroom. Mushroom is normal. Mushroom also has fungus, by the way. That doesn't mean mushroom will cause infection. That is botanical mushroom. Here we are studying something else equivalent to mushroom. Got my point? Very good. So Candida is an example for yeast-like fungus. Clear? Yeah. Next one. The next fungus will be molds. So here I can write mold. Now molds have different things. Very good. Hyphae, mycelium, then hyphae, mycelium. Very good. Enough. Now listen. Hyphae further divided into two types based on this one. Okay, I will write here. Based on septum, based on branches. Hyphae are further divided. Based on septum, septate hyphae, aseptate hyphae, aseptate hyphae. Based on branches, non-branched hyphae and branched hyphae. In branched hyphae, the hyphae will have branches like this. Branched hyphae. Clear? This is the classification of hyphae. Actually, I am getting a corner view of this. Yeah, let me click here. It's recording. Anyway. Yes. Now see here. Next one. Imperfect fungus. Sorry. Mycelium. What is mycelium means? A group of hyphae will grow, that is called as mycelium. Now, based on the growth of mycelium on a petri dish, based on the growth, mycelium are further divided into two types. If mycelium growing above the surface like this mycelium is called as aerial mycelium. Aerial mycelium. If mycelium growing inside the medium, that mycelium is called as vegetative mycelium. Vegetative mycelium. Clear? So now you understood the mycelium classification also. Last and final, dimorphic fungus. So, very good. Based on the temperature, this fungus will show both the morphologies. Sometimes it will be in the yeast form, sometimes it will be in the mold form. By the way, can you give examples of this one? Mycelium example, mycelium fungus example. Yes? Very good. Tanya, right? Very good, Tanya. Aspergillus. Aspergillus is example for mycelium. Very good. Dimorphic fungus. What is dimorphic? So based on temperature, this will show both the yeast form and mycelial form. Yeast will be seen at 37 degrees centigrade and mycelium will be seen at 25 to 26 degrees centigrade around. Okay? Example. Dimorphic fungus example. Can you give? Write down. Histoplasma capsulatum. Histoplasma capsulatum. Histoplasma capsulatum is the example fungus for dimorphic fungus. Very good. Next classification based on reproduction. Reproductive classification. Right now. So listen, when I say reproductive, I was discussing about spores, fungal spores. So now, this reproduction again two types. What are those? Sexual and asexual. So sexual and asexual. Right now. Sexual spores, four types. Sexual spores are of four types. First one, this spores looks like a ovum, a large ovum-like structure, like ovums. Okay. So such spores are called as oospores. Ovum-like structure. That's why they are called oospores. O-O-S-P-O-R-E-S. Oospores. Second one, this spores will show like this. Where is it? A zygote. Zygote means, one second, let me cross check. So one fungal strand will come here and another fungal strand will come here. In between there will be a zygote like a small zygote like structure resembling like a positive strand and negative strand. Now they will make a small, in humans what we say sperm, zygote, right? Yeah, same zygote. So the name inspired from zygote. These spores are called as zygospores. They looks like a zygote, a small baby cell. Zygospores. Then third one, basilospores. These spores will show basidium-like structure. So they are called as basilospores. And last and final, ascospores. Ascospores, they will have a sac-like structure. Yes, these looks like a taxonomical. The terms has been derived from a taxonomical actually. Okay, so these are the four types of sexual spores. Oospore, zygospore, basospore and ascospores. So that's why first I took taxonomical. Then you will understand why this is important. Is it correct? Huh? We need not to study taxonomical. We can directly study reproductive morphological. If you want to know what taxonomy the fungus belongs, then this belongs to Thallophyta. Thallophyta we have algae and fungi. So even in fungi we have four groups, broader groups. That's it. Clear? Any doubts? Let's start. Yes, Mr. Iziki. See? Yeah. Now I learn your name. Yes. Next, asexual spores. Asexual spores by vegetative reproduction, mitosis. Now, these asexual spores, based on their location on the growing medium, these asexual spores are further divided into two types. Never confuse this with mycelial. Listen, based on the location of asexual spores, these are two types. They are vegetative spores. Another one, aerial spores. I hope you understood where are vegetative present. Vegetative spores present inside the petri dish, whereas aerial outside the petri dish. Maybe they are releasing. This is like air. You have any other class after this? You have another class? Really? Biology. Check the time. 0:08. Okay, listen. Shall I continue or shall I stop?
Yes.
Listen, vegetative spores. These are three types. Write down. They are blastospores, arthrospores, chlamydiaspores. Arthrospores will have, a rectangular structures like this. Blastospores will have like this, and chlamydiaspores they have a stem and they will have a hard box like this to the stem. These are chlamydiaspores. These are the three types of vegetative spores. Okay. Last and final, that is area spores. Area spores are of four types. Write down. Conidiospores, then macroconidia, then microconidia, and last and final, that is sporangiospores. Conidia means head. Conidia means head. Keep in mind. So this is head-like structure. This is head, and conidio. This conidiophore to this head. The spores are present like this. These are spores. Conidiospores. Macroconidia. The spores are very large like this. Macroconidia and microconidia, they are very small. And the sporangio. Spores are present in a ball-like structure like this. Sporangiospores. So these are the sexual spores, asexual spores, then vegetative, aerial, taxonomical, morphological, and what else? That's it. Classification of fungus. So now then, histoplasma capsulatum is a example for what type of fungus? Histoplasma capsulatum. Dimorphic fungus. Very good. Example for yeast-like fungus. Candida. The special structure that is arising from yeast-like fungus is called as the special structure that is arising from yeast-like fungus is called as the special structure that is arising pseudohyphae. Example for yeast. Cryptococcus neoforms. You have to study, okay, because you are masters in microbiology. You must know these things. Thank you so much. Even disease classification is there, but